Hey there, friend. Have you ever stood up from your favorite chair and felt your legs wobble a little more than they used to? Maybe you're heading out to grab the mail, and those steps feel heavier, like your legs are whispering, "Not today." If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I've talked to so many folks over 60 who say the same thing. My legs just don't have the oomph they once did. And you know what? It's not just in our heads. Science backs it up. As we age, our muscles start to shrink, especially in our legs, and it can make everything from strolling through the park to chasing after grandkids feel like a chore. But here's the good news. You don't have to sit back and let it happen. There's something simple, something you're already doing every day that can turn it all around, eating the right foods. See, researchers have found that what we put on our plates can actually rebuild those weakening muscles and get us walking stronger again. It's not about fancy pills or hours at the gym, though if you love a good workout, more power to you. It's about everyday foods you can pick up at the grocery store, toss into your meals, and start feeling the difference in your step. In this video, we're going to walk through 6 science-backed foods that can reverse muscle loss and give your legs the strength they deserve. These aren't just random picks either. Studies show they're packed with the exact nutrients your body craves to fight back against aging. So grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's get started on this journey to stronger legs together. First up, let's talk about something you might already have in your kitchen: eggs. I know, eggs get a bad rap sometimes because of cholesterol worries, but hear me out. Science has come a long way, and the latest studies say eggs are a powerhouse for folks like us. They're loaded with protein, which is like the building block for your muscles. After 60, our bodies don't hang on to muscle as easily. Something called sarcopenia creeps in, and it hits our legs hardest because we use them all the time. But the protein in eggs, especially in the yolk, tells your muscles, "Hey, stick around. I got work for you." One study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate more protein kept more muscle mass, and eggs are one of the easiest ways to get it. Scramble a couple for breakfast, toss a hard-boiled one into your salad, or whip up an omelet with some veggies. 2 eggs a day could be your ticket to steadier legs. And if you're thinking, "But what about my cholesterol?" Don't sweat it too much. For most of us, eggs won't mess with our hearts, and they'll do wonders for our strength. Now, if eggs are the muscle builders, let's move on to something that keeps those muscles fueled and ready to go: sweet potatoes. I love these things, and not just because they taste like a little hug on your plate. Sweet potatoes are packed with complex carbs, which give your legs the energy to power through your day. You see, as we get older, our energy reserves dip, and that can leave our legs feeling like they're running on empty. But the carbs in sweet potatoes break down slowly, giving you a steady stream of fuel instead of a quick spike and crash. Plus, they've got potassium, tons of it, and that's a big deal. Potassium helps your muscles contract properly, so when you're walking or climbing stairs, your legs don't give out halfway through. Researchers at Tufts University found that older folks with higher potassium levels had better muscle function, and 1 medium sweet potato delivers over 500 milligrams of the stuff. Bake one with a drizzle of olive oil, mash it up as a side, or slice it into fries. However you enjoy it, your legs will thank you for the boost. I can almost hear you now. This sounds doable, but what else can I add to my plate? Well, we're just getting warmed up. And the next food is one you might not expect. It's a little green powerhouse that's been hiding in plain sight, ready to help your legs stand tall. But before we get there, let's take a moment to picture this. You walking confidently down the street, feeling that strength come back with every step. That's where we're headed, and it's all about these simple, delicious foods that science says can make it happen. Stick with me, because we're about to dive into something leafy that's going to change the game for your legs. So here we are, chatting about giving your legs that extra strength they've been missing, and I hope you're starting to feel a little spark of excitement about what's possible. We've got those eggs sizzling in the pan and sweet potatoes roasting in the oven. And now it's time to bring in something green that's going to take things up a notch. Let's talk about spinach. Yes, that leafy stuff you might have pushed around your plate as a kid. But trust me, this isn't just rabbit food. Spinach is like a secret weapon for your legs, and science has some pretty convincing reasons why it belongs in your kitchen. It's packed with iron, which keeps your blood flowing strong, carrying oxygen right to those muscles that need it most. After 60, our circulation can get a bit sluggish, and that's when our legs start feeling tired or crampy. But a handful of spinach can change that. Researchers from the National Institutes of Health say iron-rich foods help fight fatigue and keep your muscles working smoothly, and spinach delivers that in spades. Now, I get it. Spinach might not sound thrilling, but it's so easy to sneak into your day. Toss a handful into that egg scramble we talked about earlier, blend it into a smoothie with some fruit if you're feeling adventurous, or just saute it with a little garlic for a quick side. I tried this myself not long ago, threw some spinach into my morning eggs, and I swear I felt steadier walking out to the garden that day. It's got magnesium too, which is a big deal because it helps stop those annoying leg cramps that wake you up at night. You know, the ones where you're jolted awake, grabbing your calf like it's staging a mutiny. A study from the Journal of Gerontology found that older adults with higher magnesium levels had less muscle stiffness. So picture this. You're eating a plate of spinach, and your legs are thanking you by staying calm and strong. It's not about forcing down a pile of greens. It's about giving your body what it's been quietly asking for. And speaking of giving your legs some love, let's swim over to something that's a real treat: salmon. I don't know about you, but I've always thought of salmon as a bit of a luxury, something you savor at a nice dinner. But it turns out it's not just delicious, it's a game changer for your legs. Salmon is bursting with omega-3 fats, and those are like oil for your joints and muscles. After 60, a lot of us deal with creaky knees or hips, maybe even a little arthritis creeping in. And that can make every step feel like a negotiation. But omega-3s help calm down inflammation. That's the stuff making your joints ache, and they keep your muscles from breaking down too fast. Scientists at the University of Maryland ran studies showing that folks who ate more omega-3s had better muscle strength as they aged, and salmon's one of the best ways to get it. Plus, it's got protein, just like those eggs, so it's pulling double duty to rebuild what time's been trying to take away. Here's the beauty of salmon. You don't need to be a chef to make it work. Grill it with a sprinkle of lemon, bake it in the oven if you're keeping things simple, or even grab some canned salmon and mix it into a salad. I had a neighbor, Mary, who's 68, and she swore that after adding salmon to her dinners twice a week, she could climb her porch steps without that old familiar twinge. She'd laugh and say, "I feel like I'm 50 again, at least from the knees down." And that's what we're aiming for, right? Not just getting by, but walking with a little swagger, feeling like you've got the power to go wherever you want. So with spinach keeping your blood pumping and salmon soothing those joints, your legs are starting to sound like a pretty happy team. But there's more to this story, because the next food we're bringing in is something nutty that's going to tie it all together and give your legs even more to cheer about. All right, we're on a roll now, aren't we? Your legs are practically buzzing with all this goodness we've been talking about, and I love that we're doing this together. So let's keep the momentum going with something small but mighty: walnuts. These little guys are like nature's power nuggets, and I'm not kidding when I say they can do wonders for your legs. You might think of them as just a snack to munch on during a card game, but there's more to them than meets the eye. Walnuts are loaded with omega-3 fats, just like that salmon we talked about, and they've got antioxidants that fight off the wear and tear that comes with age. After 60, our muscles take a beating from something called oxidative stress. It's like rust creeping into your body, and that can make your legs feel stiff or weak. But studies from the Journal of Nutrition say walnuts help protect your muscles from that damage, keeping them ready to carry you through your day. I'll let you in on a little trick I picked up. Keep a handful of walnuts in a bowl by your chair or toss them into your oatmeal in the morning. You don't need much, maybe 10 or 12 a day, and they add this satisfying crunch that makes you feel like you're treating yourself. My buddy Tom, who's 72, started doing this after his doctor told him his legs needed a boost, and he swears he's got more pep in his step when he heads out to check his mailbox. It's not just about the omega-3s either. Walnuts have a bit of protein and healthy fats that keep your muscles fueled up. So next time you're at the store, grab a bag and think of them as your leg's new best friend. They're easy, tasty, and science says they're working behind the scenes to keep you steady. And now, let's wrap this up with something hearty that's been around forever. Lentils. If you haven't tried these yet, you're in for a surprise because they're like a warm hug for your legs. Lentils are tiny, sure, but they're packed with plant-based protein, which is fantastic for rebuilding those muscles that time's been chipping away at. They've also got fiber, which keeps your energy steady. No more of those mid-afternoon slumps where your legs feel like they're done for the day. I read a study from the British Journal of Nutrition that found older adults who ate more legumes like lentils had stronger leg muscles and better endurance. That's because they're giving your body the raw materials to repair itself step by step. Plus, they're loaded with iron and folate, which team up to keep your blood pumping strong, just like that spinach we talked about earlier. Cooking lentils is a breeze. You don't need to be a gourmet to pull it off. Boil them up in a pot with some water, maybe toss in a pinch of salt or a bay leaf if you're feeling fancy, and in 20 minutes, you've got a bowl of goodness. I like mixing them into a soup with a few veggies, or even spooning them over a sweet potato for a double whammy. My sister-in-law, Linda, who just turned 65, started doing this once a week, and she told me she's not huffing and puffing as much when she walks her dog. It's those little wins that add up, you know? And that's what this whole journey's been about, finding simple, delicious ways to give your legs the strength they need to keep you going, whether it's a trip to the store or a dance with someone special. So here we are with eggs, sweet potatoes, spinach, salmon, walnuts, and lentils all in your corner. It's not about overhauling your life. It's about adding a few smart bites here and there and letting science do the heavy lifting. You've got the power to walk stronger, feel steadier, and take on whatever comes your way. And it starts with what's on your plate. I'd love to hear from you. What's one food you're excited to try? Drop it in the comments below because I'm cheering you on every step of the way. If you liked this, give it a thumbs up. It helps me know I'm hitting the right notes for you. And hit that subscribe button so we can keep sharing these tips together. Here's to stronger legs and living your best life, no matter how many candles are on the cake. You've got this.